What's up YouTube? I started playing Mage recently on Turtle WoW as well. Hardcore though. You can check some of my streams on top right corner of the screen. So I decided to make a guide when it comes to mages. First, we will talk about leveling and frost spec. Then I'll do fire spec. In the end, I'll talk about arcane spec, which is in my humble opinion the best raiding spec. This video will be very long, very long, so I'll make timestamps as well, so just navigate around into whatever part you are interested in. So, question: is Frost Mage good on Turtle WoW? Yes, especially in PvP. However, though, there have been some changes in CC2. Blizzard slow is nerfed from 75% to 50% with 3 out of 3 improved Blizzard and 3 out of 3 in permafrost. So can't do 2 full blizzards anymore. Cone of Cold slow is untouched, so you can still use that AoE farm with Arcane Explosion. Even before this change, the popular pathing exploits used to do AoE farm as a mage in, I don't know, ZG, Maraudon, Scarlet Monastery, Zul'Farrak have been fixed for a long time. So, what's good spec for leveling as a Frost Mage? Let's start with Frost and let's start with single target. Then we will do AoE leveling build and then we will do raiding, Frost raiding build. Alright, so single target Frost leveling. You guys can start in Arcane and you can start in Frost. I know that you all want that Arcane concentration, but yeah, I will suggest that you start with improved Frostbolt, elemental precision, improved Frost Nova, especially permafrost, piercing ice, ice shards, Cold Snap, improved Blizzard, Arctic Reach, etc, etc, etc. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about single target Frost leveling Mage. So when you hit level 10, you will put 5 out of 5 in improved Frostbolt, which will reduce the casting time of your Frostbolt spell by half a second. Half a second is a lot, especially because Frostbolt itself doesn't have how can I say, that big casting time, you know, and removing 0.5 seconds from Frostbolt, that's amazing, you know. Then we have elemental precision, reduces the chance that the opponent can resist your frost and fire spells by 4%. 4% is a lot, which means you will need less hit. Elemental precision 2 out of 3. Then we have improved Frost Nova. You will have to go immediately into this because this helps a lot. Reduces the cooldown of your Frost Nova spell by 4 seconds. That's huge. Then we have a Piercing Ice, 3 out of 3, which increases the damage done by your frost spells, by all your frost spells, by additional 6%. This means Frostbolt, Blizzard, Cone of Cold, Frost Nova, etc, etc. Literally all of your frost spells increases the damage done, is increased by 6%. You know what I mean. Very useful talent. Frostbite gives your chill effects a 15% chance to freeze the target for 5 seconds. This is useful. This is very useful, especially if you are playing on hardcore mode. And then we have okay, we covered permafrost increases the duration of your chill effect by 3 seconds and reduces the target speed by an additional 10%. That's really huge. Then we have ice shards. Increases the critical strike damage bonus of your frost spells by 100%. That's a lot. Then we have Cold Snap. Of course, all of you know what Cold Snap is. When activated, this spell finishes the cooldown on all of your frost spells. For example, if your ice block is on cooldown, you press Cold Snap, and then you will be able to use ice block again. For example, if your Frost Nova is on cooldown, then you will just use Cold Snap, and you will get a brand new usable Frost Nova spell, and so on and so on. Improved Blizzard adds a chill effect to your Blizzard spell. This effect lowers the target's movement speed by 40%. Lasts 1.5 seconds. Right. With permafrost, it lasts a little bit more. I'm not sure when it comes to CC2 class changes to what Turtle WoW did, but like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I don't really think it's possible anymore to do AoE leveling like we did in classic WoW. You know what I mean? So permafrost and improved Blizzard helps a lot. Definitely, there's no doubt about it. But yeah, what's there is there. Then we have Arctic Reach, which increases the range of your Frostbolt, Icy Souls, and Blizzard spells, and the radius of your Frost Nova and Cone of Cold by 20%. This is a must. Increases the range of your Frostbolt, Icy Souls, and Blizzard spells, and the radius of your Frost Nova and Cone of Cold by 20%. Sorry. That's let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells over there in Arctic Reach. 5 spells have benefits of Arctic Reach. Next we have Frost Channeling, which reduces the mana cost of your Frost spells by 15% and reduces the threat caused by your Frost spells by 30%. This is amazing in dungeons. You don't want to pull threat. You want while you're leveling, of course. This is single target leveling, and by all means, don't tell me that you won't do a dungeon or two, even if you are single target leveling. You know, we all want to upgrade gear. We don't want to stay in level 15, 20 gear while we are at level 50, 55, 60, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's where Frost Channeling steps on scene, and plus it reduces the mana cost of your Frost spells by 15%, as well as threat by 30%. Then we have Shatter, increases the critical strike chance of your spells against frozen targets by 35%. What freezes targets over here? Frostbite. Frostbite is your best friend when it comes to freezing targets. Gives your chill effects a 15 chance to freeze the target for 5 seconds. This is where Shatter and Frostbite stack perfectly. Shatter increases the critical strike chance of all your spells against frozen targets by 35%. But like I said, this is a single target leveling, so yeah. Then we have something amazing, Ice Block. You know what ice block is, I don't have to bother with this kind of thing. Then we have Winter's Chill, which gives your frost damage spells 40% chance to apply the Winter's Chill effect, which increases the chance a frost spell will critically hit the target by 2% for 15 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. Unfortunately, I would fill this talent whole 5 out of 5, but that's just not possible. Not possible because we are not using icicles, we are not using flash freeze, and in the end we have a ice barrier which instantly shields you, absorbing 454 damage and increasing your frost damage by 15%, which lasts 1 minute. While the shield holds, spells will not be interrupted. Alright, time to move to Arcane tree. So the first talent we have over here is Arcane Subtlety, which reduces your target's resistance to all your spells by 10, and reduces the threat caused by your arcane spells by 40%. Okay, so we are not... the second part of this spell is irrelevant to us, at least for now, because we are using frost spells mostly, but it reduces the target's resistance to all your spells by 10, which means you will need less hit, if that makes any sense. Then we have Arcane Focus, which reduces the chance that the opponent can resist your arcane spells by 6%. Once again, you will need less hit. This is really amazing talent. And then we have Arcane Consecration, gives you a 10% chance of entering a clear casting state after any damage spell hits a target. The clear casting state reduces the mana cost of your next damage spell by 100%. This effect can occur once every 8 seconds. That will be pretty much it when it comes to Frost Mage single target leveling. Now we are moving to Frost Mage AoE leveling. Okay, so I decided to make something different over here. Let's start with Arcane actually. Okay, so let's start with Arcane Stability, 2 out of 2. I already told you what this does. Arcane Focus, I already told you what this does. Now over here we have a Magic Absorption. Increases all resistances by 4, and whenever one of your spell is partially or fully resisted, you restore 1% of your maximum mana. This effect can occur once every 2 seconds. That's amazing. Then we have Arcane Concentration. Gives you a temper. I already told you what this is. Over here we have Arcane Impact, which is amazing for AoE leveling. Increases the critical strike chance of your arcane spells by an additional 6%. We have Arcane Explosion, for example. Arcane Explosion is Arcane School of Magic, you know what I mean? So this is 6% increased critical strike on your Arcane Explosion. Next we are moving to Frost Tree, Fire Tree, nothing of course. Improved Frostbolt, 5 out of 5. Then we have Elemental Precision, which reduces the chance that the opponent can resist your Frost and Fire spells by 4%, which means you need less hit. Then we have Piercing Ice, increases the damage done by your Frost spells by 6%. That's huge. Over here we have permafrost now. Increases the duration of your chill effects by 3 seconds and reduces the target speed by an additional 10%. Then we have improved the blizzard. Of course, you know what this is. Cold snap. I'm not gonna repeat myself over here like a broken radio. You know, I already told you what cold snap is and what can be used, what it can be used for. You know, frost nova, ice block, ice barrier, etc., etc., etc. Then we have ice shards. Increases the critical strike damage bonus of your frost spells by 100%. That's huge. Arctic reach again. Frost channeling again. Then we have ice block again. Over here we have improved cone of cold. Increases the damage dealt by your cone of cold spell by 35%. Now that's a lot. This perfectly stacks with piercing ice, which increases the damage done by your frost spells by 6%. So in the end it will be 41% when it comes to cone of cold. It's not only cone of cold, it's frostbolt, it's blizzard, it's frost nova, etc., etc. Literally all possible frost spells. Then we have winter's chill. Now over here, winter's chill gives your frost damage spells a 100% chance to apply the winter's chill effect, which increases the chance a frost spell will critically hit the target by 2%. Only 2%, but for 15 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. Stacks up to 5 times. And then we have, of course, ice barrier. This will be, in my humble opinion, I cannot say the best, but one of the best AoE leveling when it comes to frost mages. If I am wrong, please correct me down in the comments below if I missed something, but I came up with this and this should work just fine. Then we have a frost mage raiding build. Alright, so over here we have arcane subtlety. I won't repeat myself. Arcane focus 3 out of 5. Magic absorption 3 out of 3. Arcane concentration 5 out of 5. Then we have improved frostbolt 5 out of 5. Elemental precision. Now over here we have 3 out of 3 instead of 2 out of 3. Which means that you will need less hit once again. Piercing ice, of course, increases the damage done by your frost spells by 6%. Frostbite gives your chill effect 15% chance to freeze the target for 5 seconds. Improved frost nova. This is very, very useful in BWL, let's say, in AQ20. Maybe sometimes even in an Naxxramas, you know, you never know. Then we have ice shards, which increases the critical strike damage bonus of your frost spells by 100, and then we have cold snap. Once again, I'm not gonna repeat myself like a broken radio. Just read the tooltip and see what it does. Arctic reach, once again, amazing spell. Then we have frost channeling, which reduces the mana cost of your frost spells by 15% and reduces the threat caused by your frost spells by 30%. 30% of threat reduction. That's a lot. That's a lot. There's no chance that you can take a threat out of the tank. Unless we are talking, for example, you are in the middle of BWL and you are fighting Chromagus. As you know, when you Chromagus has magic vulnerabilities, or we can take example of Osirian. Both of them have weaknesses, magic school weaknesses. If it's a frost on Chromagus, you will keep pumping and pumping those frost balls, etc., etc. And with this spell, with this talent, I mean, with this talent, you have 30% chance to reduce threat. You know what I mean? So that you can parse the fuck up, boys. And then we have a ice block over here. Of course, you all know what ice block is. Icicles. This is new. Draw upon frost ley lines, becoming frozen in place, and launch icicles at the enemy, dealing 101 frost damage every 1 second for 5 seconds. Damage taken has a high chance to shatter your icy prison, dealing 30% of your base health as frost damage to you. Cancelling the effect early will not remove the freeze effect. So basically, you don't want to get hit while using icicles. Simple as that. Then we have Cone of Cold. Of course, Cone of Cold is amazing. Maybe not when it comes to bosses, but Suppression Room in BWL, Gauntlet in AQ40, all those packs in Naxxramas, etc., etc., etc. Then we have a Flash Freeze. If an effect that causes a target to freeze is not applied due to target being immune to freeze effects, you have a 100% chance to gain Flash Freeze instead. Flash Freeze resets the cooldown of icicles and reduces the duration and the time between each icicle by 80% for your next icicles. In the end, we have Ice Barrier, which is amazing talent. So, first build, single target, Frost Mage leveling. Second build, Frost Mage AoE leveling. Third build, Frost Mage raiding. Let's move to Fire Mages. Question. Is Fire Mage still good? Yes, Fire Mage is still good, but not the dominant raiding spec, since patch 1.17.2 that came out in November 8th, 2024, if I'm not mistaken. The biggest change affecting Fire Mage in patch 1.17.2 was Ignite was changed from a 4-second window to a 6-second one, but the damage it does was split into 3 ticks instead of 2. This means it is easier to keep Ignite up than before, but it does less maximum damage. This buffed solo Fire Mage, but significantly lowered the number of Fire Mages you could have in a raid. Before, the average mage DPS decreased from, let's say, 6, 5 to 2, 3, or something like that. Alright, so let's start with Fire Mage leveling, and then we will Then we will continue with raiding spec, so there will be no AoE over here, because obviously Fire Mage cannot AoE level. Let's do this, boys! So when it comes to leveling as a Fire Mage, these are your talents over here, boys. Don't start as Arcane, please, you will regret it. Start as Fire, just like you are starting leveling with Frost, with a Frost tree, not Arcane tree. Start with Fire tree, right? First of all, we have improved Fireball, which reduces the casting time of your Fireball by 0.5 seconds, half a second. Now that's big. Fireball takes time to be cast, you know, and if you reduce it a little bit, it will help you. Then we have Ignite, which is Ignite 5 out of 5. Your critical strikes from fire damage spells cause the target to burn for an additional 40% of your spells damage over 6 seconds. Now, if you remember that I said a moment ago, it's not 4 seconds anymore, and there's no more mages that benefits from Ignite. It's only solo. No more pump that Ignite, and no more big fireballs. I mean, yes, there are big fireballs, pyroblasts, etc., but only solo, not as the team anymore. Unfortunately, that's something that Turtle WoW developers removed in patch 1.17.2. So 5 out of 5 Ignite. Actually, you will go 2 out of 2. When you fill up improved Fireball, you will go 2 out of 2 in Flame Throwing, which increases the range of your fire spells by 6 yards. That's huge. That's a lot. 6 yards is a lot. Then you will start pumping up Ignite. Okay, when we finish with Ignite, we are going for, let me see over here, we are going for Incinerate. Increases the critical strike chance of your Fire Blast and Scorch spells by 4%. Okay, then we have improved Flame Strike. Increases the critical strike chance of your Flame Strike by 15%. Then we have a Pyroblast. Then we have a Burning Soul. Gives your fire spells a 70% chance to not lose casting time when you take damage, and reduces the threat caused by your fire spells by 30%. Okay, so all of these talents, except Pyroblast, are kinda useless until you get to improve the Scorch and Master of Elements. Burning Soul, though, Burning Soul is good because it gives your fire spells a 70% chance. No, this is totally irrelevant. It reduces threat caused by your fire spells by 30%. So if you are doing a dungeon, if you are when you are leveling up, you know, you're gonna do a dungeon or two, that's for sure. You're not gonna just quest and kill NPC because that's boring. So minus 30% of threat, that will help a lot. When it comes to Pyroblast, yes, you know all what Pyroblast is. You all know what Flame Strike is. Flame Strike is amazing when it comes to dungeons. Increases the critical strike chance of your flame strike by 15%. That's huge. That's huge. And then we have Incinerate, like I said. Then we have over here improved Scorch. Your Scorch, Scorch. Scorch Improved Scorch. Okay, your Scorch spells have a 100% chance to cause your target to be vulnerable to fire damage. This vulnerability increases the fire damage dealt to your target by 3% and lasts 30 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. This is, yeah, like I said, like I mentioned a moment ago, every man for himself. Then we have Master of Elements. Your fire and frost spell criticals will refund 30% of their mana cost, which is useful. And then we have Critical Mass. Increases the critical chance of your fire spells by 6%. That's huge. Then we have I wonder. Hold on a moment. When you reach this level, I wonder. Hot Streak gives your fireball and fire blast spells criticals a 100% chance to grant you the Hot Streak effect. The Hot Streak effect lowers the cast time of your next pyroblast by 1 second per stack, and the last 3 minutes. Stacks up to 5 times. Go for Hot Streak. 3 out of 3. In my humble opinion, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know everything. If I'm wrong, please correct me down in the comments below. But what I will do, I will go for Hot Streak first, and then I will go to this juicy Blast Wave. A wave of flame radiates outward from the caster, damaging all enemies caught within the 10 yards. Blast for 160 to 192 fire damage and dazing them for 6 seconds. Then we have a fire power, which is amazing talent point. Increases the damage done by your fire spells by 10%. That's just amazing. Then we have Combustion. You all know what Combustion is. When activated, this spell causes each of your fire damage spell hits to increase your critical strike chance with fire damage spells by 10%. This effect lasts until you have caused 3 critical strikes with fire spells. So yes, that will be Combustion. Then we have over here. I decided to put 2 points into Elemental Precision because we're gonna lack hit. What Elemental Precision does. It reduces the chance that the opponent can resist your frost and fire spells by 4%. 4% is huge, and you need less hit. That's why I put over here Elemental Precision. Sadly, I couldn't fill the whole talent. 3 out of 3. It's just 2 out of 3. And then we have in Arcane Subtlety, Arcane Focus. Over here 2 out of 2, 3 out of 5 in Arcane Focus, and then we have Arcane Concentration. Gives you a 10% chance of entering a clear casting state after any damage spell hits a target. The clear casting state reduces the mana cost of your next damage spell by 100%. This effect cannot occur. This effect can occur once every 8 seconds. So that will be your leveling build when it comes to fire mages. Simple as that. There's not much philosophy over here, really. Just see what works with what benefits what, if you know what I mean. So I decided to remove Impact. Gives your fire spells 10% chance to stun the target for 2 seconds. I mean, if you want to, if you, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just if you want to quest and single target level up. You can go for impact, 10% chance to stun the target for 2 seconds is not bad, especially if you are fighting a pack of 3, 4, 5, 6 NPCs. You know that, you know what I mean. So go for it. But in my humble opinion, improved fireball is better. But once again, I might be wrong. Over here, I didn't put anything in improved fire blast because yeah, reduces the cooldown of your fire blast spell by 1.5 seconds and reduce the global cooldown of your fire blast spell by 0.5 seconds. Okay, I didn't put anything over there. And improve the fire ward, which is absolutely useless talent, which causes your fire ward to have a 20% chance to reflect fire spells while active. Literally the shittiest talent in whole mage, in all 3 mages, mage builds. You know what I mean. All right, let's move to raiding spec when it comes to fire mages. Over here we have improved fireball, 5 out of 5 again. Then we have ignite, 5 out of 5. Flame throwing, sadly I could fit only 1 point, which increases the range of your fire spells by 3 yards, not 6 anymore. But we have improved fire blast now, 3 out of 3. Reduces the cooldown of your fire blast spell by 1.5 seconds and reduces the global cooldown of your fire blast spell by 0.5 seconds. That's huge when it comes to raiding. But when it comes to raiding, not leveling, right? Then we have incinerate, increases the critical strike chance of your fire blast, and scorch. Haha, scorch. And scorch spells by 4%. Burning soul, of course. Burning soul and pyroblast. Burning soul gives you fire spells 70% chance to not lose casting time when you take damage and reduces the threat caused by your fire spells by 30%. Then we have improved scorch, master of elements. Of course, your fire and frost spells critical strikes will refund 30% of their base mana cost. Then we have blast wave, which is amazing in AQ40, in BWL, in Naxxramas. This AoE spell is just amazing when it comes to bigger packs. You know what I mean. Then we have critical mass, of course, increases the critical strike chance of your fire spells by 6%. I didn't put hot streak over here because I didn't see any point to put hot streak over here, at least when it comes to raiding. When it comes to leveling, hot streak is a must, but when it comes to raiding, I decided to just avoid it. Then we have fire power, of course, increases the damage done by your fire spells by 10%, and combustion. I was talking about combustion a moment ago, so excuse me, I'm not gonna repeat myself like a broken radio. Over here, now we have 3 out of 3 in elemental precision, which reduces the chance that the opponent can resist your frost and fire spells by 6%, which means you need less hit. Elemental precision, 3 out of 3 when it comes to raiding is a must. That's a must over there. Then we have arcane subtlety, 2 out of 2, arcane focus, 3 out of 5. These spells are not bad. Reduces your target's resistance to all your spells by 10 and reduces the threat. These are arcane spells. So arcane subtlety. This is reduces your target's resistance to all your spells. That's the only thing it's good for, nothing else. I mean, when it comes to frost mages, when it comes to fire mages, so when it comes to arcane mages, we will cover that too. It shines when it comes to arcane mages, actually. Then we have arcane focus, 3 out of 5, which reduces the chance that the opponent can resist your arcane spells by 6%. Then we have a magic absorption, 3 out of 3. And we have a arcane concentration, 5 out of 5, which gives you a 10% chance of entering. I don't want to repeat myself. You just read this, and that will be pretty much it. So yeah, this is your raiding fire mage build. Once again, if I fucked up somewhere, if I made a mistake, please do me a favor and comment down below. You know, all that kind of stuff. And now we are moving to Arcane, which is, like I said, the best build in patch 1.17.2. Arcane mages are just amazing. Follow me over here. Let's do this. KKK. This is arcane build when it comes to raiding. Once again, if I messed somewhere, feel free to comment down below. So 4605. Let's start in Arcane tree. 2 out of 2 Arcane subtlety. Reduces your target resistance to all your spells by 10 and reduces the threat caused by your arcane spells by 40%. Now this is where this talent steps on scene, you know. Then we have arcane focus. Reduces the chance that the opponent can resist your arcane spells by 10%, which means you need less hit, way less hit. Then we have improved arcane missiles. Gives you a 100% chance to avoid interruption caused by damage while channeling or casting arcane missiles. Missiles, whatever, you know what I mean. Magic absorption increases all resistances by 10, and whenever one of your spells is partially or fully resisted, you restore 3% of your maximum mana. This effect can occur once every 2 seconds. That's huge. This talent is amazing, actually. Then we have arcane concentration. I already talked about this. I don't want to repeat myself again and again and again. Now we have over here something new. Magic attunement. Increases the effect of your amplify magic and dampen magic spells by 100% and allows them to be cast on enemies, which you can take into your advantage, if you know what I mean. Only one effect only affects targets level 62 or lower. Then we have arcane impact, which increases the critical strike chance of your arcane spells by an additional 6%. That's huge. 6% plus your own critical strike, you know what I mean. Then we have arcane rupture. Rupture your target with the force of concentrated arcane energy, dealing 111 to 124 arcane damage and increasing the damage and mana cost of your arcane missiles spells by 25% for 8 seconds. Then we have improved mana shield, which is really useful. Decreases the mana lost per point of damage taken when mana shield is up by 25%. That's huge, and that will save your life. Counterspell, of course, nothing unless you are PvPing, but who's PvPing as Arcane Mage? I don't know every single mage that PvP plays Frost Mage, you know what I mean? Maybe they implemented something new. Maybe Arcane Mage is now good for PvP. I don't know, honestly. I'm just honest over here. I don't know jack shit about Arcane Mage PvP, but possible if you are PvPing as Arcane Mage, just by all means go with 2 out of 2 in improved counter spell. But when it comes to raiding, just erase it. Then we have temporal convergence. Your arcane missiles have a chance of 15% to reset the cooldown of arcane rupture and causes it to return its base mana cost on its next cast. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds. Just look how beautiful arcane rupture stacks with temporal convergence. That's just amazing. Then we have arcane meditation, which allows 20% of your mana regeneration to continue while casting. This effect is tripled while below 35% total mana. Triple while below 35% of total mana. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's what I'm talking about. Then we have arcane instability. Your successful damaging arcane spells have a 25% chance to erupt, consuming 2% of your base mana to deal 25% more damage. Insane talent. Insane talent. 25% chance to uncontrollably erupt, consuming 2% of your base mana to deal 25% more damage. That's insane. Then we have presence of mind. You all know what presence of mind is. I don't really have to explain this. Then we have accelerated arcana. Increases the casting speed of your arcane spells by 5%. In addition, casting speed increases, effects increase the cooldown, recovery speed of your arcane spells, and the tick speed of your arcane missiles, reducing their duration. Amazing talent. Just look how perfectly it stacks with arcane missiles, with other spells, and then we have over here resonance cascade. Your successful damaging arcane spells have a 20% chance to duplicate for 50% of the damage. This effect can trigger off of itself, and duplicate arcane missiles are channeled in tandem with the original cast. Without any doubt, I think that arcane build is best for raiding. I don't know, I might be wrong. Like I said, for the 345th time, if I am mistaken, correct me down below, please. But in my humble opinion, arcane mages are just insane in patch 1.17.2. Then we have arcane potency. Yes, arcane potency, not the other potency. Arcane potency increases the critical strike damage bonus of your arcane spells by 100%. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And over here we have the last talent in arcane tree. Arcane power. When activated, your casting speed is increased by 35% while draining 2% of your maximum mana. But that's not the problem. every second and reducing all mana gain by 75%. Falling below 10% of maximum mana causes you to violently combust from uncontrollable power, killing you instantly. Lasts 20 seconds and cannot be cancelled. When you guys use this talent, use it wisely. You don't want to kill yourself. Then I skipped everything in Fire Tree. I decided to put 2 out of 2 in Frost Warding, simply because it increases the armor and resistances given by your Frost Armor and Ice Armor spells by 30%. In addition, gives your Frost Ward 20% chance to reflect Frost spells and effects while active, and I decided to go 3 out of 3 in Elemental Precision, which reduces the chance that the opponent can resist your Frost and Fire spells by 6%. Why did I go into Elemental Precision? Well, you see, not 100% of the time you will cast arcane spells. Sometimes you will cast Frostbolt, sometimes you will cast Fireball, sometimes you will cast something else, you know what I mean? I mean, 95% of the time you are casting arcane spells, but sometimes you will cast that Frostbolt or Fireball or something like that. So I tried to reduce the chance that the opponent can resist your Frost and Fire spells by 6%, which means that you need less hit. And that will be pretty much it for this guide. It's already too long, but like I said, I'm gonna make timestamps, and yeah. Thank you for stopping by. I don't know what else to say. In my humble opinion, I might be wrong, but Arcane / Frost is by far the best raiding spec build, call it however you want, in patch 1.17.2. If you disagree, if you have new ideas, if you have something to add, just correct me down below, please. I would really love to hear to read a second opinion. You know what I mean. Anyways, that will be pretty much it for this video. Thanks for stopping by, and cheers.